Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I wanted to give you my first impressions for Octopath Traveler 0. I've played around 7 or so hours, and I want to talk about what I liked, what I disliked, and if it's worth picking up. I do plan on doing a full review once we're done with the Let's Play. Link down below. All the footage you're seeing is from the ongoing Let's Play that we're uploading videos on every single day. Would love to see you there. Anyways, let's talk about the game. So, first of all, is it better than the other ones? I would say overall, I do like it better than Octopath Traveler 1 and Octopath Traveler 2. Octopath Traveler 0 is sort of a prequel where you're not playing one of 8 characters where they all intertwine stories. You're basically playing one character, and that only character can, is the one where you can choose any class you want. You can change their name, which you couldn't do in the other ones. You can change how they look very, very slightly. But basically, you get to choose, oh, I want to be an alchemist. I want to be a merchant. I want to be a wizard. And then after you progress the game a little bit, you can go ahead and switch out different classes. And then from your previous class that you started upgrading, you can go ahead and use those skills and sort of make a hybrid sort of class. So your main character is the only one that can do that. So why, as you can see in the footage, there's a bunch of other characters. Well, in this game, there is like 20 to 30 other characters that you can find in the world, and you could recruit them. You can recruit them as early as the game starts, all the way up towards the end. But basically, all these characters, they are set character classes. They have set character stories. However, they work a little differently than your main character. So a huge difference from this game from the past one is you are controlling 8 characters instead of basically 8 that you swap between in different battles, meaning you have a front line and you have a back line, which the other games don't do that. One thing that I would have to say is this makes the game a lot more compelling, a lot more interesting, lots of different variations of your strategy because you have frontline and backline. Now, I've only played the first and second game. I have not touched the sort of mobile game that a lot of the assets, a lot of the sprites, and a lot of the inspiration of combat has came from. I believe in those games, you do have a sort of maybe gacha system where you can roll and get other people's, or you might have to unlock them, but then, they go in your party. But here you have a front line, a back line. After every single turn, your backline heals HP, SP. Sometimes they have abilities like, oh, in the backline, they can support the front line. But whenever the frontline person, their turn goes, you can swap them out, and then you can keep attacking there. Now, just like in any Octopath Traveler game, every turn you get BP, which is your empowering sort of abilities, where you stack up and then you power regular attacks to hit multiple times, or you can power up a special skill to increase the chances of it happening, healing, etc. Well, in the backline, they gain SP, they gain HP, and they also gain BP. So there's lots of incentive here to swap back and forth, which means that more battles can be a lot more easier to check out. You're not just stuck with, okay, I have to pick a wizard, I have to pick a thief, blah, blah, blah. If you want, you can have a whole group full of tanks, as long as you can recruit them in the game, and they can go all crazy. So what did I dislike about the game? Remember, I'll do the full review later, but I do have to say, one thing I don't like is a problem that they have with the other games. And it's a good idea going forward, but I think it's not implemented well. The first game and the second game, you are able to somewhat free roam and jump all over the place and do any one of the 8 characters, because it's Octopath, right? So your 8 characters, you get to choose your starting one, do their chapter 1, go to another place, do those guys' chapter 1, and then you recruit them, go to another place and do a chapter 1, or you can keep on doing the same person's chapter all the way to the end. But the thing is, if you do either or, go one path or go all of the other paths all at the same time, the leveling is way off. What do I mean by that? Your main character here, let's say you do their main quest, it's a recommended level 6. Then after you beat chapter 1, it says, here's chapter 2 for the main character, however, it's going to be recommended 10. There's about 3 other gigantic stories that are intertwined where you have to go defeat some evil bosses, and it says you travel to this town, recommended level 6. This other town, recommended level 6. And the other one, 6 as well. Do you kind of see what I'm getting here? You beat the first one, you are around level 4, 5, 6, 7. You beat it, awesome. Now you have to go to the other one. It's still 6. While you are now going to 7, 8, 9 or something like that. Then you beat the other one, you are now 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you do the fourth one that is level 6, you're already 13, 14, 15. The game doesn't scale up as far as I can tell. Maybe they do, but I haven't been able to tell, because when you go to the quest, it says recommend a level this. I really feel like it's the same thing when you do Octopath Traveler. In this one, it's only 4 main quests, right? You have a bunch of side quests. Forget that. I'm talking about the main quests, right? In Octopath Traveler, the first one and second one, you have 8 characters chapter 1. Where recommended 6, you beat it, you're 7. Beat the other one, you're 8. Blah, blah, blah. It's the same deal, but on those games, it goes up even higher. So that's a huge bad thing. I feel like whenever you beat a quest, every other quest should scale up just ever so slightly. Doesn't have to scale to you. However, if you are able to beat a chapter 10, don't you think that that level 6 quest should be like, okay, they beat it. If they steamroll it, it's gonna be super boring. Let's bump it up, maybe recommended by 2 levels or a 20% bump. Why didn't they do that? So I think they're hinging on you enjoying the story first and foremost, where the main stories are all intertwined for your main character, which I think is pretty cool. In the other games, pretty much they had separate sort of stories that kind of culminated very towards the end game. But here, it's all because of you and your town that got destroyed. I forgot to talk about one of the other good things. So, okay, really quick. The leveling system is not good in terms of scaling up quests. It just makes it so the first quest you do in that sort of plateau of leveling, awesome. The second one, awesome, easy. And then the third one and fourth one, you're literally just going through the motions and it's not that hard. Maybe towards the mid to late game, once we get more hours into it, it might stagger a little bit better. But for now, it's like, damn, this is way too easy. All right, let's talk about another really good thing that the game has that I forgot to talk about. Octopath Traveler 0 has a town building mechanic that surrounds the whole game. Spoilers, this is the first like 20 minutes of the game. Your village, your nameless character, whatever, their village gets destroyed, and you have to go on a journey to go beat down the people who did it. Long story short, you are rebuilding your town, and then you are recruiting lots of people in the world. The main character is recruiting other randoms to live in your village. The cool thing here is you're able to customize and build a village to whatever you want. You know, once you start unlocking the right decorations, the right houses, the right buildings, you can set buildings here and there in specific slots, right? But you know, there's enough room for your customization. So you can put houses here, you can put fishing lines here, laundry lines, you can put down different pathways, dirts and whatever. You can have people live in there that you recruit from other villages. They have abilities like, oh, every once in a while, they will give you stone, which is going to be used to build more stuff. They give you money, they give you health, benefits, etc. And there's like lots of other cool things. Like, oh, if you put this specific villager in a church, you get this amazing unique benefit. If this guy is in the training area, another crazy unique benefit. So same thing. So I really like that. I think it's a cool thing they have that. However, it does kind of take a backseat because you are spending so much time doing all of these other quests, especially at the beginning. Remember, I'm only 7 hours in, and I feel like they haven't given me enough time to have fun and do the town building, because I'm trying to do all of the quests before I get too strong to beat them down, and that really goes towards it. Because your town building, once you're done, once you have the limit of, okay, you can only have 4 or 5 buildings, you can't build anymore, even though you have more villagers coming in, because you have to further down the main quest. But you shouldn't do that, because you'll be skipping the other ones which are low level, which is part of the main quest. So the base building is really cool, and I can't wait to do more. However, you have to wait till you beat all the other sort of things, which sucks. Another thing in the game is it gives you the form of exploration, which is great. You can run around anywhere you want, and you can, if you want, you could wander in another place that is level 28 or something like that. You can randomly find a mini boss, and you can write it down and come back later. I've been doing that. I have like a cool spreadsheet where basically I go, okay, this is a chest I can't open up. This is a boss which I can't beat. I'll come back later. This is a villager. I have to get a specific item to fight him to come back so I can recruit them. But I'm writing them down, which is fun. It's really nice, the graphics and everything. I feel like the graphics have taken a kind of step down because, you know, from Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, because they are kind of reusing assets from the other games. But I don't know if that's just like some sort of weird placebo thing where I'm like thinking it's not as good as it used to look. But basically, what was I saying? Oh no, I totally got off track. All right, what was I talking about? I was talking about the dungeon stuff. Yeah, okay, the exploring stuff. Dungeons are just as boring and basic as the first two games. It's just easy pathways, nothing, no puzzles, no thought process. It's just get to here, grab a treasure chest at a dead end, walk back. Okay, random attack happens because this is one of those JRPGs where random battles happen, and then you walk back, another battle. I got to a story point, you listen, you save it here, you go to you walk again, another random battle, maybe a chest or a mini boss. But there's no like cool wonder of like, oh, puzzle, solve this, blah blah blah. It's very, very straightforward. They still have all that cool things where your main character can investigate people, they can attack them, they can recruit them, they can buy stuff from them. So all of that is there. Everything that they brought from the first two games, I think all the gameplay portions is in here, obviously a little bit better. But the only thing that sucks is I think the leveling and the simplistic designs of the dungeons really bring the game down. But if you're here for the story, I think the story is a lot better because you are focusing on one person's story and all of the other ones are kind of intertwined. Like all of the main big baddies, you're following them and it's all intertwined, and then you meet new characters, you follow them around and do stuff. So that's it. So the base building is great. The option of having eight people in a party that you can play with together, and you don't have to be like, you know, okay, I want this character to be an alchemist, and then later on I want him to dual wield into a rogue. You don't have to do that like you do in the first two games. Basically, it's one character that you customize, and then everyone else, they have their own sets that you can bring in. Of course, you can give them different equipment, but however, there's another cool thing in the game where you can equip different sort of skills and equipment, different skills, support skills and active skills by finding them in the game. For example, you beat down an NPC and he gives you a cool new sword attack. Only sword people can equip it. You could take them off, put them on, etc. Lots of really good support skills like that. So after the first 7 or 8 hours, this is my first impressions. I like it better than the first two games, and I'm definitely going to keep playing it. At the beginning, from what I've played, it sucks that the questing is so lame in terms of the recommended levels. But I feel like once we start getting towards the mid to late games, if it's, you know, the recommended level is off by 5 to 10, it might not matter much because maybe the power level is increasing. But towards the beginning of the game, it's really hard to be like, this is amazing, this is perfect. No. There is a problem with that, and some people might not play longer than what I have because, let's be honest, like I said, I'm going through it, I'm playing everything, I'm 7 or 8 hours in, and I still have to do another one of the very first chapter missions before we can hit that next plateau up, and I'm super crazy strong over. I'm like 2 to 3 times stronger, and I'm not grinding. I'm literally going through the motions. So hopefully people have some really good patience to get through it as well. So that's going to be my first impressions and review of the game. I like it. I'm going to keep playing it. So link down below in the comments and also the description for my playlist for the Let's Play. You can see all of it. I'm putting it in different parts. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys are playing the game, do you agree or disagree with my takes here? And maybe I missed something, like something super important that we should talk about. If so, let me know and I'll reply back to it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.